beautiful people. This is your girl, Blue Nola. I'm back in the building with another reading. I hope all is well. So today we're going to do a reading on the Grammys versus Nicki Minaj. And I'm saying it like that because I'm like, last night after what happened, I'm like, what the hell is going on? So for the people that are not, paying attention, the Grammys, of course, awards was last night. And Nicki Minaj was announced as the winner via their, I guess it was their Twitter account. And then this was also placed on their Instagram, I believe, or the website, sorry. But the person who was actually given the award and presented the award at the award ceremony was Killer Mike. All right. Now, Killer Mike won in 3 categories, just to be clear. But everybody was like, is this what Nicki Minaj has been talking about? Like the sabotage, the intentional acts to keep her out of the Grammys. Now, some people feel like Nicki Minaj deserved that Grammy, and other people, even on the live stream we were on last night, felt, they feel like Killer Mike's album was nice. They felt like it was a quality album. I see a lot of people saying, I don't know who the hell he is. Personally, I don't know his music like that, but then a lot of people saying that his album was actually a pretty solid album. So what we're going to do is, what happened? How did this get mixed up? Was this truly a mistake? Was this designated for Nicki Minaj? Was this always designated for Killer Mike? And how did she feel about it? She hasn't said a peep about it last night. But let's go ahead and get into the energy around this award show. So, Spirit, give me the energy around the Grammys as it relates to Nicki Minaj. And I know Drake had something to say, which I thought what he said was pretty cool. The Grammys don't define who you are, as an artist, right? But it seems to be pretty important to a lot of artists. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Give me the energy around. Was this award? This is the first card that's coming out. It's a card of competition. So stiff competition. Let's turn these all around. Stiff competition is coming out. Let me put the stiff competition aspect in the middle, and then we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison. Nicki Minaj versus Killer Mike. Let's do that. Give me the energy around Nicki Minaj. Was she designated to win the Grammy for Best Song of the Year? It was for Barbie World with Ice Spice. Give me the energy around Nicki Minaj. Was she designated to win that award for Barbie World? Give me again the energy around Nicki Minaj. Was she designated to win for Barbie World? One more time. Give me the energy around Nicki Minaj. And she has in her energy. So we're going to go ahead and let these all just fall out. Okay. We'll do these 4. And then we'll leave the card of competition. That just means the people that are in that category. That's what I mean by the 5 of Swords being the card of competition, right? That's what I mean. Give me the energy as it relates to Killer Mike. Was he supposed to win the award for Song of the Year? Killer Mike. And this is the simplest way I can do it, where we can see like a real side-by-side comparison. Give me the energy around. Was it designated for Killer Mike? Give me the energy. He comes up as the person that is designated for, and let me show you why. Well, let's just start with Nicki's cards, right? So she has the 2 of Pentacles. This does show up like some type of mix-up. The 2 of Pentacles is all about the message getting unorganized, disorganized, lost, etc., etc. The social media manager, you know how you have one person's vote and the other person's vote, and you, for whatever reason, you have it in your mind. This is the message getting mixed up. They also have in their messages here the Ace of Wands. And again, the Ace of Wands is somebody who's not paying attention, not doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? They also have the for Nicki Minaj, the Nine of Wands again, and this is also representing somebody who almost make you feel like somebody was sabotaging the Grammy. They need to really look at that person, because what was all that about? Did they put that person? Did they put Nicki Minaj in because they felt she deserved the one? Like, what the heck is going on? Because the Nine of Wands can also be somebody who had a motive to do it, right? But then even in her King of Pentacles aspect, this King of Pentacles also represented that she was not designated to be the actual winner. She was not the person that was supposed to win this award. In this cards. Then you have Killer Mike. He has the Queen of Wands. Even though he is the Queen of Wands, this is her loss to him, if that makes sense, right? So she comes over here losing to him. He has in his aspect being the person who is what? Celebrated. You see how this person's on the horse being celebrated, this is actually the card of being rewarded, the card of expectation, the public, giving this person a standing ovation. This person's on a horse with people, cheering him on, right? He also, for Killer Mike, has the Eight of Pentacles. These people who voted him in, they felt that his work was a better body of work. His music was a better body of work. The Eight of Pentacles represent the standards, right? For Killer Mike, right? Again, this also represents, they both represent reward, being rewarded. The Page of Wands, and this is going to be, just imagine, is not only a negative for Nicki Minaj, but it was also a negative for Killer Mike. So then now he's being talked about. I saw Kai saying that, and I felt like that was so disrespectful for him to get on there. Like, who are you? Who are you supposed to be? Like, just because you used to pop music and you used to like the popular people, you don't disrespect an artist who put their hard-earned sweat and tears, just like Nicki Minaj did, into her music. So this just represents how he feels about kind of what happened. So I can see where she would be displeased. I could see where he would be displeased as well, even though he's like happy about it. He did get in some trouble over there. We got arrested about some mess. But the point is that it shows in the messages that the real award, he has two cards of being awarded. He is the one who is showing up in competition with her. She's totally in reverse for the actual award ceremony. Now, the reason why I was saying what's going on with the person, like why did this person do this? Why did this person switch? They weren't paying attention. When you see the Two of Pentacles, right? The Two of Pentacles is about almost kind of like looking at two things at one time. This person could have easily been having Nicki Minaj in their mind and posted this. Remember, this is a human person posting the results. When you look at this human person, I kept saying it was a man last night because I had pulled some cards on it, and it could be. But this person is considered a social media manager, I guess. So somebody who deals with their social media. That means they have access to their Twitter, their website, that. There's one person or maybe two that's controlling that. This person is putting that information in all spots. So for example, if you have social media and you post something on Instagram, you can have your Instagram post your stuff to Twitter and post your stuff to Facebook, if that makes sense to you, right? So I can see how it easily happened. Also, let's get the energy around how did it get like on Google and all these different places. Spirit give me the energy around how did this information get towards Google and all of that. And you have the Two of Cups. Okay, it's still saying the wrong message came out, right? Two of Pentacles in upright would be, okay, that was supposed to be there. The wrong message went out, and all they did, just like they do when, give an example, TMZ will post something that happened, and then it trickles down to the Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked and the Neighborhood Talk, and then everybody else starts sourcing it out because the source sourced it out, right? Let's think about it like that. It's almost like saying, once the Grammys posted that information, everybody else follows suit. Because the Seven of Cups is kind of basically like the person confirmed it through that site and then started to post. Again, this social media manager, I feel like they're going to be in trouble. Because this represents here, again, overwhelmed, not paying attention, etc., broken communication. This could be broken communication. It happens. Remember when Steve Harvey did it? It actually happens. You know, people overwhelmed, people not paying attention, people doing this, people doing that. Let's ask this one question though. When they did the actual vote, if they did an investigation, what will we see? Will we see a nomination for Nicki Minaj, Spirit? Like if they really sat back and said, okay, we want to see all the secret people that voted. Will it say Killer Mike? Or will it say Nicki Minaj? Give me the energy around Nicki Minaj first. What will that vote? Will they have a vote for her like she was the winner? Confirm the energy around Nicki Minaj. The Page of Cups. The Six of Wands. She was an option, but she wasn't the official winner, right? So when you see the Page of Cups, again, could represent somebody that they had that was a part of the running. But this could also be a change. The Page of Cups could represent a change, right? She was, again, this represents she was a part of the system. So that person who did it could have very well had Killer Mike's information and Nicki's information both in front of him, because she shows up as somebody that he had in front of him, or she had in front of him. But when you look at the Page of Pentacles, this represents in the messages. The Page of Pentacles represents this was not designated to her. You know, the Page of Pentacles almost kind of represents, again, the person wasn't paying attention, wasting time, etc., etc. But the people do show Nicki Minaj as being one of the people that was selected for this award, but not officially selected. Let's give me the energy around Killer Mike again, because she was a part of it too. Like when it's all said and done, you should have nobody else in front of you except the person that's designated. And Killer Mike is coming up with the Four of Pentacles. He's coming up with the Seven of Swords. And he's coming up with the Eight of Cups. Now, I could look at that Four of Pentacles and say he was supposed to possess that. You know, the Four of Pentacles is like somebody who was supposed to possess something. The Four of Pentacles can also be somebody that's given a gift or an inheritance. But you can also see the Seven of Swords is here. And that could be like they were flip-flopping in between the two. But he comes up with the Four of Pentacles as the person who's possessing. Versus when Nicki's coming up with the Page of Cups, which is almost like saying she was somebody that they had as a choice. And they decided to change their mind. But this change feels like it happened before they officially sealed it, right? And then the Eight of Cups is here. They made a final decision. The Eight of Cups is almost like saying the Eight of Cups could be a change. So that person who actually did it could have been hearing Nicki Minaj, and then before they left that room that day, at that time, at that moment, then they finalized Killer Mike. So again, there's something about a mix up, but it almost makes you feel like she was in the running and it was neck and neck. And they were throwing her name around a lot. And then at the end of it, they decided to go with Killer Mike, because there's a change here, but the change doesn't happen when the tweet goes out. The change happens before the tweet goes out, because at the end of that meeting, she's the one left without the reward, and he's the one walking away with the award, if that makes sense. So I can see where it's kind of like a hiring process where you have two people and you feel like, oh my God, you know, Nicki's great. She's amazing. Oh, we should go with Nicki. And then at the end, you last minute, you decide to go with Killer Mike. So that person could have really had Nicki in their mind. I feel like this person is going to get reprimanded. It's an honest mistake, but I feel like they're going to get reprimanded. Let's look at these cards. And of course, people are not going to believe it. But if they, you know, the Nine of Swords represents shady people being shady. This also represents people like, what's up with the paperwork? The Page of Swords is kind of like, for this situation, that's kind of like somebody that people really think the paperwork was manipulated. But the Grammys, they have all of their paperwork showing who said what, who did what, the date they signed, the time they signed it, etc., etc. But that Two of Wands talks about playing it safe. I just feel like it was inadvertently changed and it was a human error, and the social media manager is going to get into trouble. That's exactly what I feel. I don't feel nobody changed this at the very, very last minute. Confirmed who was the last person standing. once they ended the meeting, their secret meeting. Was it Nicki Minaj? Give me energy. Was Nicki Minaj the last person standing? She is the Hierophant in reverse, which represents she's not the person that's representing that award. Being that award, give me the energy around Killer Mike again. And he comes up with the person. So she comes up with the Hierophant in reverse, not being rewarded. And he comes up with the Eight of Pentacles. And that person talks about somebody who's being rewarded an opportunity, setting a standard, high standard, passion. Whatever reason, they felt his project was the one. Again, this is where miscommunication happens. The person didn't get the memo. The person still had to, submitted one versus it happens, guys. Steve Harvey did it. It's few far in between, and I know it's because Nicki Minaj has a history with them. Will she ever win an award with them? Does she even care? I feel like she's saying to herself, even though she's not being vocal, now y'all see what I'm talking about, right? That's her satisfaction, right? Regardless of the fact that, is even if they can prove that Killer Mike was the person that was on that paperwork, look how they just did me to play in my face. So to me, this is vindication for her. Validation that the Grammys be on some BS. And she still, regardless, feel like they manipulating, right? Also, too, it's almost like saying she knows they have bad intentions. It's almost like it's to be expected, And let's pull another one. And she's going to keep moving. Good for her. Let me say this. I didn't like that whole beef situation, the mama thing, and laughing at somebody getting shot in the, not getting shot in the foot, but talking about somebody's foot when that they had a whole situation. That's neither here nor there at this time. I do like the fact that, she's been in the game a long, long time. You got to give credit where credit is due. And you can sit down and talk about what's Grammy worthy and not Grammy worthy. Some of them people shouldn't even been at the Grammys, like Jay-Z said last night, right? Some of them people shouldn't even been in the category. But she's going to keep moving and pushing through. But I can see where she's like, see, look, you don't have to get online and holler and scream about it because we're seeing it in real time, right? That her point has been proven. That's the point. Will she ever win a Grammy? That was the second part. And she has the Death card along with the Nine of Swords and then the Page of Swords. Oof. That's kind of like, I can see her being in the different categories, but I could see that being like I'm kind of, that looks a little gray to me, when you ask that question. I can see her being nominated, but why keep submitting your work if these people, they're going to keep playing in your face? It's almost like don't waste your time with them. Because to me, they have a problem with Nicki Minaj. There's a personal issue with her, right? I know she spoke about this some years ago where she got into it with some people and then all of a sudden there's a problem. It's still a problem. The Eight of Wands is almost like saying they will always there's always going to be a problem. Eight of Wands is the dispute, Will she address it? I wouldn't address it. I'd be like, I'd be like Meg Thee Stallion. I ain't got to address it. Damn thing. I say what I say. Give me the energy around. Will she address it? Will she eventually tweet about it? And the Queen of Wands is here, so that means she could indirectly or directly say something about it. Look how they do it. Look how they treat me. These people. I can see her addressing it. This does show 1 to 14 weeks. It's starting now in between 1 to 14 weeks. But she could say it in some form or fashion. Is this her karma for bringing up Meg Thee Stallion's mother? She has the Lover's card. Trust me, they didn't like that. People don't like that. The King of Swords. Ugh. I'm going to say this. This is why you got to be careful. And I know a lot of people be like, no. That's true. Like, I'm not saying this situation, but just know, and I say this, she's going to experience some highs and lows in the last reading. When I tell you they got people that don't like what she did and how she handled it, that Lover's card is in reverse, that can represent conflict. Also, too, more continued conflict coming her way in her King of Swords energy, right? People don't like her energy, how she comes across, her behavior. Even in her Seven of Swords, that's like people, again, They don't like, people just do not like Nicki Minaj personally. They got a lot of people who just, when you see that 4 cups, that's like staying away from her. I think she also needs to get control of her fan base a little bit more because, okay, for example, I don't want to I don't want y'all ever in a position. My fan base is much smaller. I don't call y'all fans. My family is much smaller. But I would never want y'all to go out and dox people and, attack people and do certain things. It doesn't help. If anything, it hurts her, right? And when I say she needs to get better control, she said it before, but she needs to say it again. When she sees them riling up, because just like we see it, she sees it. She needs to be saying, "Hey guys, we're not doing that. We don't do that. She's done it a couple of times, but sometimes I feel like she doesn't do it enough. We don't need to be doxing. We don't need to be bullying. We don't need to be harassing. We don't need to be on, doing certain things because it does not help. When you ask that question, can this be karma? You can consider. Some people are going to consider it karma. You can see they have some cards in there that almost look like what goes, it can give you karmic energy. That's all I'm going to say. Nicki Minaj will continue to experience some highs and some lows. She's going to experience some stuff because she does have some cards in there that definitely kind of traveling around in some stressful points. And again, a lot of people don't like that energy that comes across. A lot of people don't like her fan base. If I would I would be telling y'all, look, calm down, chill out with that. We here to do business. We here to have fun. We here to make music. We ain't here to be with all that drama. And she needs to do that because then what happens is it becomes a situation where it's kind of overshadowed what she's doing. And also too, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. The bottom line in this reading, I see where Killer Mike was always intended for this, and I feel like the person is the social media person, the social media manager. I'm calling it a manager because this person has some aspects in there that represent that they're in control somehow. And they made this mistake. I definitely feel like they may have been, down to the nitty gritty. And this person may have walked away with it, had something in their mind, but it feels like a actual human error. If they were to go back and pull those results, it would show Killer Mike. Peace and blessings. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse with Nicki Minaj situation, but I'm going to be honest with you. I definitely feel like when you start talking about people's kids, when you start talking about, and I'm not saying she talked about kids, I'm saying this in general. When people start talking about people's kids, when people start talking about people's mother, when people, deceased people especially, I think it's bad energy, bad karma, and then nothing good gonna come from that. And a lot of people that lost their mom, I knew personally, I lost my mom in 2020. People who be doing stuff like that, I ain't got no love for you, and whatever happened to you jail. Like, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. And that's just my personal opinion. And anybody that condones that is, you need to reevaluate the way you're thinking. Peace and blessings. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And this is Blue Nola. Again, I don't believe it happened. I believe if they pulled the receipts, they would show that Killer Mike was always designated for it. And then he just reprimand that social media person who is going to take the hit for it. Peace and blessings. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, and also too, the Grammys is not about to sit here and piddle paddle with nobody about that. They have the paperwork to back it up. So if anything, they'll offer just, I'm sorry that this mix up happened, but they are not about to sit here and be getting into no big squabbles about this because they have the paperwork to back up the fact that Killer Mike was designated. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.